I speak now before more and more groups around climate. I didn't do a lot of speaking. I used to just work at the policy level, and now I work a lot actually at the investment level. I try to move capital into low-carbon investments. And I can tell you we have a very interesting and increasingly real choice. The choice is to do Path A, and Path A is the difficult choice. It's to figure out how you combine complicated policy responses with the development of new technologies and business models and economic systems with the massive deployment of capital. To solve this problem on the roadmaps I was talking about earlier, you can get there on those roadmaps, but you have to deploy about 3 times as much capital as we're deploying today. So trillions and trillions of dollars going in one direction instead of another. All very, very complicated to do, require lots of analysis, lots of persistence, and a willingness to take some experiments and even potentially to risk some failure in some things, but it's in the hard work category. But there is another path, so we don't all need to worry too much. I was just out in Silicon Valley, and in Silicon Valley you talk to people who are really feeling pretty good about the other path. And the other path, they actually now have a movement around it, and they have a whole university they've developed around it. It's called Singularity. And effectively what it says is that we really don't have to worry too much about this, because by 2050, we won't need our bodies anymore. We won't need to be human. We will live entirely digitally. That's our future, because we won't have a planet left to live on. And luckily, there are all these fantastic digital networks which are going to embody all of our personalities, and we can become virtual. And who really wants to live in a body anyway? Who wants to live in an earth anyway? And the problem is that there are lots and lots of people under the age of, let's call them 20, it's even 25, who are starting to think that this is the right option. Because the choices that we are leaving them on the, hey, let's do the real work, let's engage around the complexity, let's try to solve the problem, those choices are getting smaller and smaller every day, and we aren't doing the real work. And so we're leaving that generation with no option. I mean, the dirty secret here that, yeah, there's a CO2 budget and we're taking away more and more of it every day. All of the choices that we make just actually leave us with fewer and fewer choices. That is going to create a reality where our only way out of it is just to say we actually can't live in humanity anymore. We can't live on the earth. We have to start embracing a different reality.